Hi everyone. Welcome to my walkthrough of my Week in the Life 2022 album setup. This morning I woke up and I just changed my mind. I originally purchased the 10x8 album. I was excited. I was watching Allie's videos. I was watching some of the chats on Instagram, and I couldn't wait to get started. And I just started feeling this apprehension. I loved doing the 10x8 for December daily, and I thought I would love doing it for Week in the Life, but I changed my mind this morning and I just decided that I wanted to use this adorable little 4x4 buildable album that was released with the travel collection this year. I couldn't get it off my mind. I knew I wanted to use this little album for something, and I guess this just turned out to be what I meant to use it for. So I sat down this morning and I reconfigured everything. I had all of my little cards in the little pockets, and I thought I was ready with my 10x8, and then I just switched it all up. So I just wanted to show you what I have in mind for Week in the Life this year. Once again, this is the 4x4 buildable album that came with the travel collection. And I love it. This just takes me back to mini albums from 10, 12 years ago. And I always had fun doing those. So I put it together this morning, and you can see that it does have a lot in it already. But my plan is basically to add things, I guess, sparingly. Right now, my life is a lot different than it was last year, and I'm just not sure that I'm ready to use the real estate in a large album. My life is full, but it's just different. So this album seemed perfect, and I will show you how I decided to set things up. Okay, so I wanted to use these stitched heart pockets, and so I decided that I would cut some or punch some holes in them, and they would be the first thing that you see for each day. And then inside of these, you can slip anything. I was thinking about, can you slip another one of these little hearts in there? Absolutely. You could put some journaling on this side, possibly a picture on the other side. So those fit in there very nicely. You could use the vellum pieces. This one is daily routine. It fits in there nicely. You can put a picture on the other side, or you can put journaling. So these pockets are great for just about anything that you want to slip in. And then on the other side of the pocket, I was thinking that you could also do the same thing. Another picture cut in the shape of the pocket, or journaling that you've formatted on your computer, or handwritten on the back. That is just an open space for anything that sparks your creativity. I cut down the transparent dividers. So I still have a big chunk of them left that can be used for another project, but I cut them down into this size, which I believe is 4.75 by 4.25. So I wanted to have that in there as well. Whether I will put something on top, who knows? Leave that open for creativity down the road. I want to have a picture behind that. I really like the way pictures, if you take a look, the way it looks with pictures coming through. So I definitely want to put a picture. I just stuck a picture of my kitty in there to see how it would look. Probably will have another photo on the back side here. And then I created these little pockets. This pocket was a template from the Silhouette store. And it was, I believe, 5x5 when I purchased it. And that was great. That looks about this size right here. This is the original, how I originally cut it out. But it just seemed large. And even though it would fit in the album, it wasn't what I wanted. So I went in and I resized it so that it would turn out to be 4.75 by 4.25. And all I basically did was just select it and then just shrink it down with the tools inside the Silhouette Studio. And I printed a bunch of those out, one for each day. I'll show you here, the template looks like this when I print it. And then I used some tape on the sides, and then you would just pull the tape off each of these flaps, and you would fold this in like this. Very simple. And you would just close it so that the whole thing is closed into a pocket. And then, of course, I punched 3 holes matching the holes in the rings on the album. So this was really simple to do. Again, just resizing a template that I purchased through the Silhouette store and then printing it out or cutting it out 7 times. And I decided that I would decorate each one of those pockets with one of the pleather days of the week letters and stories. Underneath that, I used this saying here, one day at a time, from the Week in the Life Circle days this year. I stamped that on there, and then a tiny chipboard star, just because I like tiny chipboard stars. And so now this is a pocket. And what I'm going to probably do is store a lot of photos and stories inside of each pocket for the day. I right now just have the cards in there. Not really sure what my plan is. Right now I have them with a paper clip. You can use 3x4 cards inside. I have the facts and feelings card inside. And then I cut down the 4x6 grid card to just be, I guess it would be 4x4. And so this could be another holder for a photo or for a story or for ephemera. And the back sides, you could add photos to the back, more journaling. You definitely could double side them. Same thing with the facts and feelings card. Anything goes, but this pocket is going to hold whatever it is I want it to hold for that particular day. And I was thinking that maybe I could put them all together, possibly with a hole punched in the corner and maybe a piece of twine or a piece of ribbon, or maybe even one of those little safety pin from Tim Holtz, those little bulb safety pins. Or if you want to be able to take them all apart, you can absolutely use a paper clip and just keep everything together so that when you pull it out, it all comes out together. And that's where I'm going to contain the bulk of my journaling and the bulk of my stories for the day. Again, I could also add pictures more than this, one picture here. I decided to punch holes in the pictures, but you can also use the attachers that came out with the travel collection if you have those. This one I cut in half. They originally come like this, and you can fold them and then use them to attach. You could also cut them. So you'll see here, this one, it was attached like this, and it can be used to hold, again, put it in the hole here we go. I'll show you. Put it in the rings, just like this. Close up the rings. And then this has adhesive. You could put it on a 3x4 card, a 4x4 card, a photo, and that will keep you from punching holes in the things that you may not want to punch holes in. And that's another option that's available. Those were, again, with the travel collection. So I can put pictures in like this if I want. It's, open season for whatever I feel like I want to do on that day. And maybe I'll come up with a formula, but right now I'm just kind of trying to keep myself loose because I have a tendency to change my mind sometimes. So flipping the page, I will probably put something on the back side. And then we start with Tuesday, the same concept, the heart pocket, the transparency, and the pocket that I made. And once again, inside I have the cards that I plan on using. And like I said, you are able to add anything you want into those pockets as the week goes on. And you can see it's just the same formula for each day, over and over again. This is Thursday. and your Thursday stories with the pocket for the cards inside. Your Friday heart, I slipped this inside. This is one of the vellum pieces that came in. It was a very large pack of vellum pieces. Oh, there's so many different ones in there, and I certainly don't want to go without using those. So this is just kind of like a reminder, like, hey, don't forget about these. And I just kind of stuck it in there. And of course, you can keep it in there as well. The transparency and the Friday pocket. And the Saturday heart, Saturday transparency, Saturday pocket, and then last but not least, the Sunday heart, the Sunday transparency, and the Sunday pocket. And that is how I plan on doing my week in the life. Doing kind of like a minimalist approach. And also because I just had to use this little album and I couldn't wait. I know I'm not taking a vacation this year and I just wasn't sure what would end up being in this album. And I thought this is the perfect opportunity to use this little sucker because it's just the best. And that is my week in the life setup. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I am more than happy to answer them. I'm really excited about joining the community this upcoming week, and I've been loving watching people's flip throughs of last year's albums and previous years, even before that. This is only my second year, so I only have one album, but this will be year number 2, and I enjoyed myself so much last year that I knew I had to do it this year. So thanks for watching, and happy week in the life.